What is your name?
My name is Neil.
Where are you from?
I'm from Brighton on the south coast of England.
What did you know about Turkey before coming here?
I've been visiting Istanbul a lot over the last 10 years, but this is the first time I've been to Bodrum, so I've only ever been to Istanbul before. So my knowledge of the country is limited, but we've always wanted to explore more. But we have friends who live in Istanbul, so we're very lucky that we have somewhere to stay. So that makes it cheaper because, as you know, the costs in Istanbul and the whole of Turkey are increasing phenomenally. So we're very lucky that we have friends who we can stay with, because otherwise I think it'd be very expensive. But we would like to explore more. I think the very first time we came here, we had the idea of getting a train from the Asian side of Istanbul all the way across to Syria. But obviously that was before the Troubles, etc. So, but we're very interested in exploring more about the history of Turkey, and just, we know a lot about the Ottoman Empire, but it's about also knowing much before that, the sort of ancient history. So, yeah.
The first time you came to Turkey, did something you hear or influenced you, or something you saw?
What about, I think just the beauty, really. I remember walking down Escalal. It's about 14 years ago. It was like very much being part of in Europe, etc. But then, of course, you got the call to prayer, which is so beautiful. It just felt very in keeping with the beautiful views of all the minarets and the domes. I find very beautiful and I'm not a religious person, but I find that architecture and inside the building so beautiful as well. And also the history, Christianity, Islam, etc., how they've changed the cities, really. But I just fell in love with Istanbul very quickly, and therefore I've always been a fan of Turkey in itself as well. But I say this is my first time to be coming somewhere different, so I'm really pleased that we're able to come down to Bodrum.
What is some differences you see with Istanbul and Bodrum?
There's much more of a Islamic feel to Istanbul, I think. The call to prayer here seems much shorter. I think it's much shorter here. But obviously this is very much a touristic area for people and places to come. But the differences, I think this caters more for European people as well. But we've enjoyed exploring the back streets and finding the old cafes that the locals would go to, which we prefer really than the sort of, if I see a menu with pictures on it, it usually means it's for tourists. So we prefer to sort of go around the back streets and find the more authentic places to eat that the locals would go to as well.
Did you find a food that suits your taste? And what is your favorite food here?
Favorite food here? I mean, I love the breakfast, just the fact you've got so many different things. And also, I just like the meze because you can have lots of different flavors. You don't have to have one large meal of just a few things. You can have a selection of foods, all of which are fresh and tasty. And also, of course, on the sea, we have wonderful seafood. So that's always a wonderful thing as well. So I think a mixture of those things, the fact you can have wonderful seafood, but also you can have lots of little things, the small plates which satisfy your taste buds more.
Did you learn any Turkish words?
I have been lurking. I mean, obviously my greetings and thank yous and a little bit of the menu always have been useful. My partner, however, has been studying at university in London, Turkish language.
Wow.
So he's much more fluent than I am. But I don't have a brain for languages. But I'm very limited to my greetings, etc. Like teşekkürler, yakşamlar, those sort of things. The greetings that you would do when you first meet people in shops and things. So it's very limited to that. But I can look at a menu and recognise the words, etc. So that's always useful.
If you had to describe Turkey with one word, how would you describe it?
One word, that's difficult.
Or you can use a sentence.
Okay. I think it's very cosmopolitan and it has a wonderful history. So historical and cosmopolitan and welcoming.
What is your suggestions and advices to people who have never been here before?
Oh, definitely come. But also, respect local laws and religious beliefs and, it upsets me when I see British people walking around in no shirts and shorts, and I think that's just disrespectful anyway. But I think it's just about, being understanding of what the local customs are, and also, trying to learn a little of the language as well, even if it is just like me, the odd greeting. But I always recommend people to come. In fact, this holiday we came here because it was my birthday, and we brought 8 friends from the UK and America to Istanbul, some of them for the first time. So, I always recommend it to people.
We can make interview with you also.
So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Good luck with your project.
And
Thank
last
you.
Question: do you like football?
I don't. No, I'm not a football fan.
Do you know any football team from Turkey?
Well, obviously, Galatasaray, etc. And what's the other one in Istanbul as well? I can't remember.
İstanbul'daki.
Beşiktaş, Fenerbahçe.
I'll say yes. Those ones. But,
It's okay.
yeah, no, I'm not a football fan, unfortunately.
What was your name, sorry?
Neil.
Neil. Okay, thank you so much for
Okay.
your time. Have a nice
Teşekkürler.
holiday. I hope see you again. Will you here?
And
Okay.
Okay, well, Yaklamshal. Or even Yaklamshal. See, he's making me confused now.
İyi akşamlar.
Yakşamlar. Thank you very
so
much.
thank you.
Teşekkürler. Bye-bye.